Hi friends! For those of you who do not know me, my name is Kathleen Switzer and I am a Silver Premier and I live in California. And I am talking today about building relationships with your customers and learning how to follow up consistently. And obviously everything that I say here today is stuff that I've done that works for me. But having said that, there are probably 150 different ways to build those relationships and follow up that I won't talk about. And that doesn't mean that they don't work. It just means it's not what I do. And obviously, you may find something that works great for you. And if you do, you should do that. I will start by saying this. I think the most important thing about building a relationship with your customers is making them feel valued. And when I say that, I mean making them feel like human beings and not just dollar signs. And I think the easiest way to do that is in the manner in which you handle your VIP page if you have a VIP page. And I think most of us probably have some form of VIP page, whether it's on Facebook or some other way that we kind of keep a group of people together that are our sort of most loyal customers. And I feel like that particular group of people is really important for us to feel like they are valued because they are the ones that keep coming back and keep coming back. So here are some things that I have done in my VIP page to help make that a little bit more successful and to really build that relationship aspect of selling. Because obviously, again, we want them to come back, and they're not going to come back if they think all we care about is the money. So some of the things that I do is, first of all, anytime a customer orders, if it's somebody who is in my VIP page, I will immediately go in and post a thank you. And I know some people will post thank yous and will actually include like all the products that they bought. I'll usually include one thing. I'll kind of comment on one thing that they bought, just and say something like, oh my gosh, that's my favorite too, or something. And what that does is it sort of like plants a seed for other customers. So first of all, it lets them know that you saw that they placed an order, that you actually took the time to look at that order and you didn't just see the money come in and go, hey, I made money. It shows them that you care enough to take a look at the order and look at what they bought. And then it also shows your other customers some items that maybe they didn't know existed or hadn't thought about buying themselves. So it also plants a seed for future potential sales for another customer. I usually will do that literally immediately. Now, if it's somebody who's not in my VIP page, like I do a lot of fundraisers. So if it's somebody who's not in my VIP page, I will immediately send them an email saying, thank you for placing an order. I noticed you placed an order. I'll usually comment on the fact that it was in a fundraiser. And then the next thing that I will do is I will actually put together, I'll take one of these little thank you cards. These were, I think they're still, you can still get them, but these ones for a while you could get them like custom made with our names on them. So I will take one of these and I'll write a quick note and I'll attach a couple of samples to it and I'll put it in like a little padded flat rate mailer or into a little clear poly mailer. And I'll send it out to them. And the reason for that is to give them some other products to try. Because usually if somebody's buying from a fundraiser, they may not know anything about the products and they may, this is a chance to introduce them to some new stuff that they may not have tried. And again, just getting something in the mail, especially right now, I think is super important. So the more that we can do that is beyond social media and beyond the phone or texting, I think is really, really important right now because so much of our lives right now are like trapped online. So I think getting snail mail is like a killer way right now to like make somebody feel super valued by you. And then usually I'll check in, a week or so later to see if they got the products. Right now it's a little bit longer than a week because, the post office is nuts. And then again in like 2-ish months maybe to actually get some feedback on the products. And again, one of the things that I think is a great way to show your customers that you value them is to actually ask them to share their reviews of products. And I'll do a thing every once in a while. I'll ask them to throw them on my my VIP wall. And it's been a great way to get conversations going about different products because then other people will ask questions of my customers and the customers can respond. The second thing I think is for me that has been really, really helpful in developing those relationships is finding ways to engage them outside of just the selling of the products. So I'm starting this this whole month in January, I'm doing a self-care challenge with my VIPs, and it is every day there's a new post, and they respond with what they did to complete that thing. And then at the end of the week, every Sunday, I draw a winner from all of the comments, and I just send them something small. And it could be a Posh thing, it could be a non-Posh thing. This is where the hostess rewards come in really handy, because being able to give them something that you got for free, so it's not really hurting your profit margin at all, is a really great way to let them show that you care. And it's not based on them ordering anything. It's based on them taking care of themselves, right? I'm going to reward you for taking care of yourselves. I usually do one that is a physical, like an activity challenge during the month. So it's usually right around summer or right before summer. I'll do one that is specifically geared toward working out or getting outside and exercising. And then this year, I'm actually going to do, my plan for this year is to do one every single month, but ask my VIPs what they want to see, like what kind of challenges do they want, and build the monthly challenges around that. When I first started with Posh, I would say I gave away a lot, and probably more than I should have. The first year I gave away a significant amount of Posh, but I feel like it really helped me build up my base. And it gave me a group of loyal customers who keep coming back because they know that I'm going to do nice things for them. And because they have developed this relationship with me through learning about like working out and learning about self-care and learning about whatever else, my cats or whatever, that they feel like they can trust me, and that I'm not going to steer them wrong. So if you're brand new starting out and you have the ability to do some giveaways, I think it's really helpful for getting people on board, and also getting product in their hand that they can then try and fall in love with and share back about. What else do I want to tell you guys? So one of the things that I do in addition to sending out these is I'll occasionally buy a big box of cards. This is, I think, from I'll try to do, if it's possible for me to do like a swap with somebody who, like 31 I know has a series called Thanks and Blanks. And then this is Usborne Books, I think is this one, but they're cards. And what I'll do is I will I'll get a big thing of cards, and then every once in a while I'll just sit down and write some thank you notes to customers, just saying like, hey, thank you so much for supporting my business, and sending them off. And if you can usually put a sample or two in here, and if it's a pretty solid sample, like especially if it's the prepackaged ones, I wouldn't do this with ones that you make yourself, but it usually can get there successfully without completely squishing. But because they're in regular cards, you're taking a little bit of a risk, because it goes through the regular machine and gets, like squished. And so you might end up with a sample disaster. But I so far have not had any sample disasters when I've done it this way. And it's the cheapest way to send a card, because you can just use a regular stamp. Even if it's just to put like one little sample in there. The other thing to consider too is not just following up after the fact, but almost like the ahead of time. So front loading them when a new catalog is coming out. So now is a great time right now, because we are, getting close to having a new catalog come out. Right now is a great time to start having those conversations about what are some of the things that you hope to see in this new catalog. Get them excited about the possibility for new products, and ask their opinion, and what do you hope to see? Because again, that's a way to say, hey, I value your opinion, you're important, what you think matters to me. I think those are my biggest tips that have been helpful for me. The key one being, of course, any way that you can make somebody feel valued that does not involve necessarily, isn't tied to like a monetary order from them, is really going to be helpful for you. So finding other ways to acknowledge and thank them, and not waiting until they place an order to do so, lets them know that they're more important to you than just a dollar sign. And hopefully that is helpful, and good luck with all the poshing.